Skate America 2019 presented by American Cruise Line in, well, the city that doesn't sleep at any hour of the day. Not New York, this is Las Vegas, and we are at Orleans Arena for Skate America, the first time ever that this event has been here. And tonight, the featured events including, there's a live look in right now at the arena, including the rhythm dance and also the ladies short program. We can't wait for that. We're ready for the action this evening. Nick McCarville here at the ice desk alongside Shanae Kerr, a 7-time national champion, and Brooke Castile, the 2007 U.S. pairs champ, and the rhythm dance. Break it down for us really quick, Shanae, on what we're gonna see tonight as far as the rhythm dance goes.
Obviously as far as skaters are concerned, Hubble and Donahue, all about them. Stepanova Bukin from Russia, also up there in the worlds at the moment. Very close to Hubble and Donahue last year in World Championships, so it's going to be a tight event between those two. And we're looking at the Finn step as a rhythm, and I guess the key thing we're going to be seeing from musicality is musicals and operettas.
And what sort of challenge is that for these teams in the rhythm dance to bring out those steps?
I think that the pattern dance is a difficult one this year, and I think it's all going to be in the style that the couples bring to it.
Okay, so we're looking for the style, we're looking for those steps. The rhythm dance tonight, obviously very excited for it. Madison Hubble and Zach Donahue, they are our defending champions here at Skate America. Let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule for tonight, because we have the rhythm dance to start, obviously, and then we're also going to have an ice desk right here. If you're in the venue, you can visit us inside the concourse. We're outside of section 110, and then the ladies, we're gonna have a preview show and then a post show as well. If you're inside the arena, hello and welcome to Ice Desk. If you're watching online on US Figure Skating Facebook or YouTube, Nick McCarville alongside Shanae Kerr and Brooke Castile. And we've got a lot to look forward to. We're talking about, of course, the step tonight for the rhythm dance, but there are a lot of top teams, including Hubble and Donahue, who really have some strong programs to put out this evening.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is their first event of this season. A lot of these teams have done some internationals already, and they are coming in completely fresh. Everyone's really excited to see what they have to do this year. They always come with really creative, strong, passionate programs, and I'm just excited to see. I think we're doing a Marilyn Monroe.
I believe so, yeah.
For Hubble and Donahue?
Yes,
we are.
I mean, come on.
I love
Perfect
that.
for them.
With the little kiss girls and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hubble and Donahue, you could say maybe are the favorites, but you've got Stepanova Bukin, who were 4th at Worlds, just behind them last year, and you've got a whole host of teams, including Fournier Boudry, Sorensen from Canada, Smart Diaz from Spain. You've also got some American teams in Carrera Ponomarenko, as well as a new team in Green Parsons. Who do you see challenging Hubble Donahue?
You know what? It's a strong field here for the first Grand Prix. For me, I think, coming into this, as Brooke said, Hubble and Donahue haven't actually competed so far this season, but you got to see them as the favorites. And I actually really think that this rhythm and the music they have chosen is going to suit them. I think it's something different. It's something slightly old-fashioned, but that also suits the pattern dance, the Finn step. So I think they've got the character just right. I feel if anyone is really going to challenge them, it's going to be Stepanova Bukin. They're a very strong Russian team, and they've improved so much over the last couple of seasons. I think they've really matured. And I think that will be the main competition. For me personally, I feel like the 3rd place is a little open. There's a few teams in there that could compete for it. For me, the Canadian team, though, Fournier Boudry and Sorensen, I thought they were really strong here at 4 Continents last season. I thought they were very strong. World Championships, super strong too. And now that they're the number 2 team in Canada, after Weaver and Pogier have now retired for the season.
Yeah, you've got Gillis and Poirier, and then they're second?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
They're going to be the 2nd team. So I think that that's going to give them a bit more confidence and star appeal as well.
Okay, interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the skate order tonight. And actually, Brooke, I want to put this to you because here's the skate order, this first section, or the first group rather. Green Parsons, a new team, and they're going to skate first. That's quite the challenge.
It definitely is. I mean, luckily they're at home in America and they'll feel the crowd behind them. It's always great when you can represent your country and you're at home. So that should help them, but it's definitely nerve-wracking, your first big Grand Prix. I think she was junior last year, so this is her senior debut, and to be here and coming out first is definitely nerve-wracking, but hopefully just as exciting.
Very exciting, and this is Group 2, so we have 10 teams overall in the dance, and this is the second group that you're going to see. Stepanova and Buchan will wrap things up, and Shanae, we could see a really great crescendo. Look at that, Hubble Donahue, Carrera Ponomarenko, Stepanova, Buchan. What about Carrera Ponomarenko? They're a team that's really built up the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I was just going to mention them as well. Of course, Ponomarenko and Buchan both have the really famous Olympic champion ice dancer dads.
Right.
So that's kind of a funny competition in itself. But yeah, I mean, Carrera Ponomarenko have really improved, and they're with Igor Spielband, who's obviously a genius in what he does in ice dance. So they're definitely not to be sniffed at either. So again, another shot for that third place podium finish.
Yeah, very exciting. Do we see anything out of left field happening tonight? Or do you think it's going to go as we think it might?
I mean, you never know with the first Grand Prix of the season. I think there's always something that can happen that's a little bit, as you said, from left field. But for me, I feel like it's probably Hubble and Donahue's to lose. So if they can go clean, I think it will be theirs. I think the third spot is the most open. For me, top two are pretty much covered, but that third spot could be Carrera Ponomarenko, could even be Smart and Diaz from Spain. They've
like
competed
that.
really well
to
this
Greece
season.
tonight too,
Oh,
which
okay.
is super
Program
fun.
is really cool.
She goes
It's
out
fun.
completely dressed as Sandy.
I like that.
It's awesome.
They're strong. Their elements are strong. They've got some interesting moves. I think they'll probably come away a crowd favorite. Yes.
So we've just got a few seconds left. I'm wondering from your perspective, Hubble Donahue, we mentioned this. They haven't skated yet this season. No challenger events. The first time we're seeing them. Is that a good thing for them, or is that going to be maybe something that could be an Achilles heel?
You know, it's hard to say. I think that's definitely something that they know themselves better than we know them, right? So if that's the call that they made to do, they did it for a reason, and it's probably the right move. But I mean, I always think it's a great idea to kind of get your feet wet, but also you don't want to burn out. You want to. It's a long season. You want to kind of work your way up, and they have two Grand Prix back to back. They're doing Skate Canada, so I think they're probably going to use the same strategy as last year, which is do two right away and then rework
Recalibrate.
everything
Okay.
in between.
All right, interesting. We're going to continue that conversation right here. You guys, come and hang out with us, Section 110. If you're in the arena, we're going to be right back here after the rhythm dance. For now, we are throwing it back to trusty Rusty Kath here inside the Orleans Arena. And also tomorrow, if you're hanging out with us here online, we're going to be live on Facebook as well as on YouTube tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. local time. And actually, you guys, I'm really excited we just announced this a couple hours ago. Alyssa Liu is going to be live with us tomorrow morning,
Whoop, whoop.
which is really exciting. So if you want to ask a question, I know both of you do, you can go to Twitter, Shanae Care, and use the hashtag.
I will.
Ask Alyssa.
What is it like to come
Hashtag
watch these
Ask
events
Alyssa.
and not be able to skate?
Yeah,
now?
exactly. That's a good question, Brooke. You should tweet it. Hashtag Ask Alyssa. She's going to
I will
be
be
live
I
with
have
us
to remember my Twitter password.
tomorrow morning. You can figure that out, right? Very excited for Alyssa Liu tomorrow. Obviously excited that all of you are watching along here. And we're also very excited. We were just talking about Hubble and Donahue. And actually, we're going to hear from them in just a second. But I do want to pick up on that conversation of the plus and minus of not. They said they made a conscious choice not to skate a challenger this season. So this is the first time we're seeing them on competitive ice.
Yeah, and my thought, and I know we were chatting about this earlier, is that they train at the biggest ice dance center in the world at the moment in Montreal. 5 out of the 10 teams from this competition alone
Crazy.
And this is
skate
just a
under
Grand
the
Prix.
same coaches in Montreal. It's amazing. So
5.
for me, in a way, with Hubble and Donahue, maybe it doesn't make that much of a difference that they didn't actually compete this season yet. They're competing every day against. They have Evan Bates and Madison Chalk there. They have the French team there. They have like almost all the best dancers and ice dancers in the world training in their facility. So they know this scene. They know how their programs are stacking up. So maybe it doesn't matter that they didn't compete this season so far.
Every day is a competition.
Right.
They also, though, tend to, I mean, one of the things that has plagued them is they tend to make mistakes. And I think getting your feet wet and competing, I'm not saying they should have.
Sure.
But just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course, yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes it's
They've
nice
been
to
prone
kind
to
of
that.
to get some of that stuff out instead of Zach gets really excited. He's an emotional skater. That's what makes him so good. So to come out like in Vegas, skate America, the crowd's big, and get a little overexcited, maybe it would be good to have had, you know, that experience of feeling like that exhilarating adrenaline of
Has already
competition.
been there, yeah.
Yeah, because it is different in practice. You're not all made up. You don't have that crowd like giving you that extra energy. But with that being said, they're veterans.
They're
They've
seasoned
been around.
performers,
They
yeah.
don't
Right.
need to do one.
World bronze medalist, silver medalist 2 years ago.
Yeah, so
Well,
it could go either way.
it could go either way. And actually, let's go ahead and hear from. I had the chance yesterday to speak with Maddie and Zach, Allie and Jackson for their free dance, but we'll get to that. Let's catch up with Maddie Hubble and Zach Donahue. Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue. So exciting to see the two of you back on the ice. And actually, Maddie, you didn't skate a challenger event this season.
Yeah.
Walk us through that decision and what have you been working on in the lead up to the Grand Prix?
Well, you know, we wanted to try things a little bit different, give ourselves new experiences. We've always done a competition before the Grand Prix season, but this year we felt like we needed a little bit of a rest and a break, and we wanted to build amazing programs right from the start so we don't have to keep changing them every competition.
Okay, Zach, all right, so good to hear from them, Maddie and Zach. And if we can talk, let's stay on the American theme and these teams that are chasing them. We have Carrera Ponomarenko. We also have Green Parsons. It's different aspects. You're talking a little bit about Green Parsons the first time they're together. Rachel Parsons no longer skating. We obviously wish her the best with the health challenges that she's faced. But what do these other American teams need to do this weekend to maybe try to make their mark a little bit, Shanae?
I guess they need to lay down the gauntlet a little bit. I mean, the
I
top
like that.
two. It's a good one, right? It's a good old Scottish expression. I think that the top two spots in America are pretty much taken at the moment. Chalk and Bates and Hubble and Donahue, I think, are pretty much a class above everyone else. The third spot is there. I mean, you have a few teams that could be in the hunt for that spot, I think, and leading up to Olympic cycle, I don't think it's as defined as the first two spots. So, I mean, they might be looking to be in the fight for that. I don't think either of the teams here are quite there yet.
Sure.
But if they can perform well here, at the first Grand Prix of the season and make more of a name for themselves on the senior circuit, then that would be, I think, what they would be looking to achieve from this.
Okay, this might be a little bit crazy, but would these two teams maybe even be looking down the pipeline at 2026?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look
Yes.
at Olympic,
Yeah, I think
They're young.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
that they need to put that work in to try to figure out what are we going to be in 5 years
Yeah.
internationally.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. How do you do that?
You just stick around.
I love that. You just hang around.
You stay.
And you show
stay
yourself
together.
internationally,
Perseverance
right?
is how you make it an ice
Yeah,
dance.
you have to stick around and wait your turn in a lot of...
Two-time Olympian.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Just hung around for ages.
It's not easy to stay together, though, right?
No, it's not. There's a lot that goes into it. Skating's a big expense every day. It's an expense on your body, your bank account, everything. And it's something that to stick around for a long time, it takes a lot of patience and perseverance.
I think especially in ice dance, it's a marathon and not a sprint, and
No.
you can't expect results straight away. You quite often do have to just bide your time, and I think you're right. I think that these teams will be waiting in the wings for that time when Hubble and Donahue and Chalk and Bates, it's their time to retire, and these teams are going to be ready to take their place.
Yeah, so now you're just trying to get the experience so that when they do retire, you're ready to take their spot internationally, not nationally. It doesn't matter if you're national champion. You want to be ready to take their spots at the top of the worlds.
Yeah, interesting
So this
to
is-
see.
you wanna
It's
show
such a
that you can do
challenge
that.
right now for the American ice dance teams. Another ice dance scene that is always so tough to break through in is Russia. And last year's Zagorski Guerrero, they make the Grand Prix final, and then Shanae, they take fourth at nationals. They don't make it to Euros or Worlds. They're here trying to do I talked to them the other day. They're trying to be comeback skaters in a sense, but they're fun. They're quirky. They're different.
Yeah,
What
they're
should we
always
look-
different. And
what should we
I
look
wondered
for
as well
for
what
them?
happened to them last season, because he seemed to
Fourth
do
at
really
nationals.
well, and then all of a sudden
they didn't
weren't-
have any competition at their Grand Prix. They were really weak Grand Prix that they competed at, and that's why they did well. And then all of a sudden, everyone was at Worlds, and everyone was at Nationals.
Right.
All these teams that weren't around, there was a lot of injuries last year, and a lot of the teams that were supposed to be at Skate America last year pulled out. I don't remember who it was, but they got lucky making the final because people weren't competing.
A little bit of luck went their way,
Yeah,
right? But
which
what
is
sort of
great.
strengths do they bring to the ice?
I mean, as you said, I think they're a little different. I think for me, they can sometimes be a little bit messy and unfinished. They're not always my favorite team. I think it depends on the routine that they're doing, but you do notice them. I actually saw her just walking through the hotel when I was walking to the ring the other
You can't
earlier
not
this morning.
notice her.
And you notice her. She's striking. She's got the hair. She's got the height. And him too. He's tall. They've got the long lines. So they're definitely a team with potential, but also a team that are slightly inconsistent, again, tend to make some mistakes and are a little bit unfinished. So for me, they're not a top, well, up to now, I haven't seen them as being a top team, but we'll see what they bring to the table at this event.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We've got a lot of you weighing in on Facebook. We want your questions, comments, anything all weekend long. If you're on Twitter, use hashtag IceDeskAnswers. A hello from Susan, Peggy, Marie's watching, Pete. And also, you guys, if you're watching us here on Ice Desk, great. But you also can watch NBC Sports Gold this weekend for free, which is really awesome. It's a free trial this weekend of that great service that NBC Sports Gold offers. Just go to NBCSportsGold/figureskating. And that is how you can watch Skate America. Really, really exciting tonight. First the rhythm dance, and then the ladies. We've got a lot to look forward to. What is your favorite thing when you've got the rhythm dance that you get to watch? I know you always like the creativity and the artistry that these dance teams bring to the ice.
I'm always excited because this is the first event to see what everyone's come up with. I think music choice and theme, whatever, for ice dance is so huge in how you do in a season. Making the right choice for music is such a big deal, and to see who chose what, if it's going to work, how it's received, is always like, let's see what happens, let's see how this is judged, and that's what I'm most excited for. And like, this is a fun rhythm dance. It's not boring.
It is.
I mean, you've got some very, very full characters coming out. We've got Marilyn Monroe, Sandy D. Like, it's going to be super fun. I think Bonnie and Clyde. Like, there's
Tiffany,
a lot.
and Tiffany Zagorski. I mean, all the characters.
All the characters you can ask for.
Really quick, technically, what are we making sure that teams just have it all ready and together in the rhythm dance?
I mean, in the rhythm dance, the pattern dance this year, that all the teams have to do. So for those of you who don't know ice dance that well, you'll be seeing the same steps done by everyone, and it's the fin step pattern dance. And it is a difficult pattern. It's very fast. There's a particular twizzle right at the start, which all of the girls find difficult. There's a slide stop that you have to do at the end, and that's also a tough one to come to that dead stop after another twizzle. So I think that the pattern dance part is going to be a difficult one. Other than that, you're looking at for the same things as normal with ice dancers. The twizzles, that can be a big factor. The footwork sequence, and there's that one lift in the rhythm dance, so you've got to make it a good one.
You guys, we almost just made it through a 20-minute show without saying the word twizzle once.
No, I had to do it.
I'm so glad you did,
I brought my
Shanae.
inner ice dancer out of me again and said the word twizzle.
Okay, you're going to see
Those
plenty
darn
of
twizzles.
twizzles. We're ready for them. Not Twizzlers, twizzles. We're ready for them tonight. The skaters, the first group, they're taking the ice right now. That's a live shot inside Orleans Arena. Again, if you want to watch this, NBC Sports Gold, it's free this weekend. Check it out. Skate America, presented by American Cruise Lines. It is the rhythm dance, and we're in Vegas, but hey, it feels like Broadway out there tonight. We're going to see it, we're going to feel it, and then join us after also for a preview of the ladies. But for now, it's a farewell for Shanae, Brooke, and myself. Talk to you guys soon.